Okay,
Yay! Hi, everyone. Happy, well, let's see. Let's kick things off officially. Welcome to the NiFTy Chicks, everyone, and welcome to NF Tuesdays with a twist. We hope everyone had a Merry Christmas, a Happy Kwanzaa, a Happy Hanukkah, or whatever holiday it is that you celebrate. If you are joining us live, welcome. If you are listening to a replay, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. We appreciate all of you who have connected and tuned in and listened to the NiFTy Chicks. We thought we'd do something a little different with the end of the year fast approaching. For this episode, that is a 2022 NFT year-end review. Are you ready for this? Let's do it.
I'm ready.
I'm excited. This is going to be so good.
I mean, so fun, and so much has happened in 2022.
Yes. I think the first thing in my mind that happened, the biggest thing, is that we launched the NiFTy Chicks.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
That did happen, didn't it?
Yeah.
So 2022 will always be a great year in my mind because we got to build something special for all of you who are wanting to learn more about NFTs. And I'm so glad that we can bring you some news, some awesome people and projects kicking around. So yeah, I feel like that was the biggest news of my 2022 is launching this podcast and show with Minty Cell for all of you.
Yes, I agree. I love that. So as we were preparing for this, I do think it's funny because you said you don't want to talk about SBF anymore. So I do think that is probably the biggest story of 2022 is FTX and what happened with them. I don't know that anything else will top it. However, I don't want to talk about it either.
Yeah, we had did we put in news articles and it's like, well, all the news is swirling around SBF and where did he find 250 million for bail, and I just can't go there. I can't. So we are deciding to skip it. But yes, I agree. I think 2022.
Well, we've talked about him enough, right? I mean, we've seriously, we've talked about him enough.
Yeah, but 2022, I think, will be known as the year of SBF falling from the mighty tower that he thought he stood on.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. I don't want to spend another moment on him. So as I was, looking back over the year, one of the things that really stood out to me was that quite a few big brands started getting into the NFT space. So let's just talk about, just listing a few of them: Starbucks, Instagram, Nike, Reddit, Burberry, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Dolce & Gabbana, Salvatore Ferragamo. Trump. What else? What am I missing? I know there's more.
There's a ton more.
Mattel with Barbie. Yeah.
Yeah, so, it was a big year.
Yeah. Definitely. Reddit. So Reddit, when they launched their NFTs, they have onboarded 4.3 million new users. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's
good job.
That's really
good job, Reddit.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I like that. Nike acquired a Web3 3D development studios, studio RTFKT. That's launching. It's launching.
Also known as Artifact.
Artifact, yes.
Yeah.
Launching CryptoKicks NFT. So that's big.
Yeah, and I think that actually came out. didn't we talk about that?
I believe we
hold on.
did.
I think we did, where those shoes, yeah, it's the future of sneakers. They're supposed to be really cool. Let me just, I wasn't going to share my screen, so I didn't prepare, but now I kind of want to show you guys this. So hold on. Un momento, por favor, while I share this. Look how cool these are.
Those are very cool.
So,
I would totally wear those.
Looks like it's already, the private mint was December 12th, public mint December 14th. Yeah, aren't those cool?
Those are very cool.
Yeah, and so you get the in real life version along with your Web3. So very cool.
What happens when they change hands? I wonder.
The shoes?
Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah,
I were to get an NFT and I got my cool sneakers and then I give you the NFT, do you get cool sneakers too? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah. Well, and I mean, the thing is like if you sold the NFT, we may not wear the same size shoes.
I know.
So you'd have to.
Yeah.
I guess you keep those shoes. Yeah.
Interesting. As you can see, I did not buy in, so I don't know the answers to the questions.
I didn't either. So, okay. So the other thing that Nike did was they're planning to launch .swoosh platform in 2023, where they're going to provide hub and online apparel for avatars in decentralized games.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
So Starbucks launched Odyssey, which I signed up for to be a part of it, but I guess you had to be picked, and I had never got anything, so I guess I wasn't picked. So I was a little sad about that, because back in the day when Starbucks, I don't know if it was when they first launched a loyalty, but I was like one of the first people that got the Starbucks Gold card. Did you have one of those?
I did. Yeah. I still actually have it.
I don't know where mine went. But I was so like, it was like, yeah, when I got that gold card, felt like, I don't know what it is about.
Oh yeah.
Like the exclusivity of it. Yeah. Which is just funny because really all that does is show that I drink too much coffee and I spend way too much money at Starbucks.
I mean, define way too much.
I know. I don't anymore. Not since we moved here. I mean, there are Starbucks on the island. There's just not a Starbucks anywhere near us.
Right.
So
unfortunately. But Starbucks, if anybody's listening from Starbucks, we wouldn't mind one, just saying.
Yeah, you could, I mean, you could plop one right smack dab in Palmas del Mar and you would 100%
crush it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You'd
be another big NFT drop that we just talked about last week is Trump NFTs. So after its launch, the Trump collection, as we talked about, rocketed to the top of OpenSea and it reached number 1. But then it kind of started to subside. And last time we were looking at it, it was kind of hovering just above profit, but just above mint price. But that was definitely an interesting. It ties in with
where it's at now. It is currently at 0.18.
Okay, so I think that's a little bit down from where we were last week. So
yeah, so
just interesting stuff.
$200, about $200.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I mean, we talk about Bored Apes all the time, so there isn't a whole lot to say about that except for the fact that, you know, they have just been dominant this whole year, right?
Yeah.
They hit a floor of 53 ETH. which is 60,000. And then they also launched their Ape coin and did all that good stuff. Yeah. So it's funny because I just had this conversation earlier today. I was interviewed for a podcast today, the What's Working podcast with Katie Richardson. She's a fellow Palmas resident as well. But we were talking about, how NFTs are paving the way for crypto adoption. I think that NFTs are a good way to bring people that aren't necessarily into crypto into the space. In fact, I know we have friends, and it's funny. I know someone who bought their very first NFT recently, and it was because of the Trump NFTs. They were like, "Oh, I'm going to jump in on this," so they got one, and then they jumped right back out and sold it for a little profit. So that was good.
Nice.
If you're going to get in, you might as well get in and get out and make a couple bucks. But I was very surprised when I got the message that they jumped in and got,
I know who you're talking about, and that is exciting. I like the fact that it's either way, good or bad, it's getting more people into the space, and I'm all for that. All for that.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes. Market overview. So in 2022, peaked at 35 billion in March 2022. Currently stands at 21 billion according to NFTgo.io, declining of 40%, which I think we all know that's no surprise. But yeah, I mean, people are here. We are still new, but people are coming in. It's good. It's exciting.
It's happening. So as far as marketplaces go, OpenSea is obviously the leader there. There are, others that are coming up, and there's Looks Rare, there's Blur, which I had not heard of, X2, Y2, and Magic Eden. So the only I've used Magic Eden. I haven't used the others. What about you, John FT? Have you?
I have used Magic Eden. I have not used the others. Okay. That's so interesting that we both. You know what? I think that's because of NFT NYC. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe. So what I was thinking is we haven't done a tutorial in a while, so maybe we should take a look at some of these others and see what we think about them and share with all of you.
Love that idea.
Okay, so now we have a plan for 2023.
That's right. Done.
All right. So Coinbase has, Coinbase NFT, which in my opinion is a total flop, but that's just me. I don't know. I've tried to do some things on there, and it's just, I don't feel like it's user friendly. And what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Have you tried it?
I have not done anything on it. I have visited the site and the portal, but I have not done anything with it. And you know what? I like what I like. It's hard for me. That's why I like, if you're not first, you're last. Like, I'm a firm believer that the companies that got into the space early, OpenSea and it's just, how do I break away from that? Something would have to be really spectacular for me to break away from OpenSea being my primary trading platform. It's just how I am. I am loyal by nature, and I like what I like, and it's hard for me to switch. Like, I was the Pandora user forever, holding on to the last minute, and then I ended up switching to Spotify. But it took a lot, and it took a lot of people telling me that Spotify was better than Pandora for me to make that switch. And then finally I was like, okay, I'll try it. But
that's so funny. My mom is the same. I believe she's still using Pandora, and my sister and I all the time are like, Spotify. I don't understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's
I'm
funny.
loyal. I like OpenSea. It's just so super easy, super easy to navigate, easy to trade, easy to
Right.
sell.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you have it. We're sticking with OpenSea.
Yep.
We'll go look at the other ones. Just
Yes,
take a look and see what we think.
that's right.
So I mean,
This next one
yeah.
makes me upset.
Yeah.
Royalty debates, pitting traders
Mm-hmm.
against content creators. So this is we've talked about this, I want to say, in at least one, if not two episodes, where there are platforms exploring the possibility of getting rid of royalties. And for anyone that doesn't know what a royalty is, so unlike in the real world, if I create a painting and I sell it to Minty Sell, she pays me $200. If she ever goes to sell that to a friend named Becky, I will never see another dime. And the right way royalties work for NFTs is that every time that painting trades hands, there's a kickback to me who created it. And I love that concept because artists aren't getting enough recognition and payback for all their hard work. So I love that, but there's a big question on whether those royalties should be optional, meaning like I can buy the NFT and I can choose the 5% royalty or not.
Right.
And to me, that's opening up a can of worms. I don't love it. I just don't think enough people will choose to opt in for the 5% royalty. And then the artists aren't going to see the earnings of their hard work. So I am not a fan of it. I get it, but I don't like it.
I agree. I mean, I feel like artists should be able to be rewarded. I mean, it's the same thing for musicians, you know? I mean, going back to
Actors and
Spotify.
actresses.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think everybody should be rewarded for what they put out there in the world. If people are looking, liking, listening, whatever.
Agree.
So, okay. So I definitely want to talk about what we think 2023 is going to look like.
Before we go on to 2023, the other big news that I think was big for a lot of reasons, for ripple effect reasons, is that Elon Musk bought Twitter. You know, that's been kind of in the works for a while. And, you know, more and more, I have to say, Lisa, I'm not on Twitter nearly enough as I should be. But more and more people, they literally get all of their content, all of their information from Twitter. It is becoming like the new Google. You know how like anytime someone asks me a question, I'm always like, oh, let me Google it. It's gonna become like, oh, let me Twitter it. Like, let me just search on Twitter for this thing and I'll get the answer. So I think that's huge.
It is funny. I mean, I'm on Twitter all the time, like all day, but it is really funny. Like you get on and you're like, why is that trending? So like, for example, today I get on, I'm like, Waffle House. What? Apparently there was a fight somewhere at a Waffle House, and it's like, I mean, it's kind of crazy. You have to go look at it.
Oh my gosh, I gotta go look
Yeah,
at
I mean, it's just funny because like sometimes you get on there and it's like the most random, or I hate it when you see a celebrity's name trending because you're like, oh God, did they die? And then thankfully, most of the time it's their birthday.
Oh,
But
interesting.
like you never, you just never know. So
that is funny. Yeah.
So I do agree. I definitely think that Elon taking over Twitter, and then I also like what he's doing with it, in the sense of like where he's doing the polls and he lets people decide. And so he just did a poll to decide if he should continue as CEO, and he lost. Everybody said no. And so he said, okay, fine. I will abide by that. And I will find a new CEO, which honestly, I don't know why anybody would want to be the CEO of Twitter.
I don't know. So you got to be pretty crazy for that, but
yeah.
I totally agree. I like the direction it's going. So I think it's an important platform. Whether you like it, you're a fan, you disagree, you agree with Elon, you like Elon. I think it's just really important right now to have that. So it's big stuff.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, 2023.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, there's probably a million more things we could have added to this little review, but you know,
Yeah,
we didn't want to be here all night. So let's talk about 2023. So I personally think, so we were just talking about Twitter, and I think we're going to see people moving away from the traditional social medias. I don't think we'll see that with Twitter as much. And maybe this is, I'm using this from my own personal experience, but so something happened to me. I guess when I was on the cruise, I got locked out of Facebook and I could not get back in until like I got back to Puerto Rico. And, at first I was like, oh, well, this sucks. And then as the weeks went on, it was really nice to not be on Facebook. And so since that happened to me, I now only log on to Facebook like once a month.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forced change.
And so people will message me on there and I'm like, don't message me here, because if you message me here, I may not see it for who knows how long.
Yeah. Yeah. As you know, I'm not on Facebook. I got off Facebook when I was a junior in college, which was many moons ago. I don't even know how long, by a lot. And yeah, I am a little bit on Instagram, as people may know. I attempt, but I'm really not big on social media. It's just not been healthy for me at the beginning, and it's taken up a lot of my time that I should be doing other things. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you're right there, and people move away. They have to. I mean, the amount of hours that are spent on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok it's scary.
Yeah,
so
it really
eventually the pendulum has to swing.
Yeah.
Maybe kids are gonna start like picking up a book and read. I don't know. What a novel idea. So vintage of me.
I doubt that, but so what do you foresee for 2023 in NFTs?
Yeah, so actually, I love that you're asking this, and I thought of 3 things that I think are going to happen in 2023. I think 2023 will be the year of healing and regaining trust. I think a lot of people poured a lot of money that they may not have into the space in 2022, coming off the trails of 2021 and all those great highs, and they got hurt and burned. And if they haven't been physically hurt and burned, they know people who have. And I think it's they're like, the wounds are pretty deep and fresh, and I think for people to kind of regain activity in the space, it's going to take time for them to heal and to regain trust in whatever systems there are. And so, yeah, I think 2023 will be the year of healing and regaining trust. I also think the NFT market will trail the crypto market. I do see the crypto market making that turn. I'm hoping, of course, I don't have a crystal ball. If I did, I'd be much wealthier. But I'm seeing the crypto markets, turning a corner towards like that end of Q1, early Q2. And I think the NFT markets will trail that. I think more of like Q3-ish, Q2, Q3, summertime. That's kind of what I'm predicting at this point. And then NFTs in 2023 will be far less about artwork and community and more about functionality and usability. So people will, I think, more of the mainstream will get into the space only because they have to, because their mortgage is now an NFT, or their house title is an NFT, or their car title is an NFT. I think it's going to be far less about, ooh, does this NFT look pretty? And like, I want to see the vibe in the community on their Discord, and more about like, it's just how business is getting done at this point. So those are the top 3 things that I'm anticipating for 2023. And I know you shared one that people are going to be off mainstream, but I'm sure you have another. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I definitely think that we're going to see more and more brands moving into this space. Whenever I talk about or think about all the things that, can be done in this space, and I like my biggest want what I really, really want is I want to see bands, musicians, event spaces getting into it where it's your ticket into entry into the space, and then they can offer rewards to those that, like, for example, for me, I mean, there was a year I went to Red Rocks like 13 times in one concert
that's
season.
crazy. I love that.
I should get rewarded for
Yes.
if I've been there 5 times or 10 times or,
You should have
whatever.
a VIP parking space at this point.
Right? I totally should. And I can't wait for that to happen. I can't wait for, my favorite artists, if I hold their NFT, I get their music, dropped into my wallet early, before it's released for everybody else. Or, like we've talked about, where it's like maybe you get a backstage pass or you get invited to sit in the front row. I mean, even as small as like you get a drink or something from the concession stand,
Yeah.
I really want to see more businesses getting into the space and then being creative about ways to surprise and delight their customers / holders.
So interesting you're talking about this, because you're really tying in the Web3 space and the in real life space. Like, you really want to see the Web3 opportunities and perks like bleed further into the Web2 space. I totally love that idea, because I think we are far from moving into some sort of metaverse world 24/7. And
yeah, I mean, I think the two kind of go hand in hand, and I really, really like the I can have something online that represents me, and then I can also have the same thing in real life.
Yeah.
So it's
like
both
the sneakers
spaces. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love that idea. That's great.
Yep.
And I think what else is happening in 2023, I think the NiFTy Chicks are going to go even further. And we've got a lot of things we talked about coming down the pike. So I'm really excited. We don't want to share too much, but definitely a lot of discussion around what our 2023 is going to look like. And it's going to be so exciting to share it all with you as things progress. It's going to be super exciting.
Yes, definitely. So, we talked a little bit about Twitter and social media and what's happening. So that being said, you can always go give us a like and subscribe, and, show us some social love at the NiFTy Chicks. That's the NiFTy, NiFTy Chicks, CHICKS.
That's right. And as always, yes.
I didn't say this, but you did. I just wanted to say, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, wishing everybody a very, Happy New Year, Happy 2023. And, of course, thanks for being with us on this journey.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Happy New Year, everyone. Next time we see everyone will be next week, next Tuesday. Yep. So it'll be officially 2023. So wishing everyone a Happy New Year and safe holiday there too. And as always, thank you so much for listening to the NiFTy Chicks. Always remember, invest in yourself, because you are worth it.